Welcome everyone to another very beautiful chess game by Paul Morphy in the Paul Morphy's chess game series. And in this chess game, Paul Morphy has the black pieces and his opponent is Paul Journoud. This game was played in Paris in 1858. So Paul Journoud starts the game with playing e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4. The classic Italian opening from the Romantic era of chess, a very common opening from that era. But playing this opening against Paul Morphy is a mistake. So Paul Morphy is the expert of the Italian opening. So bishop to c5 by Paul Morphy, knight to c3, d6, h3, bishop to e6, bishop to b3, knight to f6, d3, queen to d7, and both players castled. King to h1, h6, knight to h2, d5, f4, d takes on e4, f takes on e5, attacking the knight. Paul Morphy played knight takes on e5, capturing the pawn, and then knight to a4, attacking the bishop, bishop to b6. After this move, Paul Journoud captures on b6 with the knight, a takes on b6, opening the file for the rook, activating the rook. d4 by Journoud, attacking the knight, knight to c6. And in this position, Journoud played a very risky move. And actually, according to the computer engine, that move is not a bad move at all. Well, he played rook takes on f6, sacrificing the exchange, a very aggressive move. Against a very accurate player like Paul Morphy, this move seems like a very risky move. So sacrificing the exchange, Paul Morphy captures the rook, what else? And then bishop takes on h6, attacking the rook and damaging the pawn structure from the king side. Paul Morphy played rook from f to d8, defending the rook. Well, if you're curious, after g takes on f6, d5 is not working because knight to e7. And if d takes on e6, of course, queen takes on d1. So we have rook from f to d8. And after this move, Paul Journoud played queen to e1. And can you see the threat? Well, Journoud is threatening to play queen to g3. And that's going to be checkmate. The only defense is with the bishop. So Paul Morphy is defending the obvious threat with the knight, knight to e7, the best move by Paul Morphy. If something like knight takes on d4, then queen to g3, the only defense for preventing the checkmate is bishop to g4, then knight takes on g4, king to h7, queen to h4, and black needs to resign. So that's why after queen to e1, Journoud is threatening checkmate, so Paul Morphy is defending with the knight, knight to e7, queen to h4, knight to g6, and Journoud captured the pawn on f6 and threatening checkmate with the queen. How to defend? Is Journoud going to make it? But no, Paul Morphy captured on d4. There is no checkmate for Journoud. He was dreaming to checkmate Paul Morphy, but that dream ended in a very short time. What a sad day for Journoud. So Paul Morphy is defending with the queen, defending the checkmate threat. Queen to f1, and Journoud doesn't want to exchange the queens, so materially he is losing. He sacrificed the exchange, if you remember. So queen to f1, bishop takes on b3, c takes on b3, rook to a5, knight to g4, f5, bishop to e3, attacking the queen, queen to d3 by Paul Morphy, offering for exchanging the queens. And Journoud played knight to h6, check, king to h7, and queen to c1, saving the queen and defending the bishop. Rook to d7, cutting the escape squares of the knight, maybe with this move. Bishop to g5, queen to g3, queen to e3, queen takes queen, bishop takes on e3. And here comes f4 by Paul Morphy. What an annoying move. And if it was me, I would resign in this position. So Paul Morphy is attacking the bishop and the knight at the same time. How to defend both pieces at the same time? Well, Journoud played knight to g4, the best move actually. But it doesn't matter, positionally this is dead. For Journoud, well, Paul Morphy captured the bishop. F takes on e3, and here comes knight to f6, check. Forking the king and the rook. King to g7 and knight takes on d7. But after knight takes on d7, Paul Morphy played rook to d5. Again, the best move. He always plays the best moves. So after this move, Paul Morphy is trapping the knight. Where is the knight going? But more importantly, Paul Morphy is trying to finish off his opponent as soon as possible in a very short time. He's not just going after the knight. And Journoud played rook to e1. If something like knight to b8, a very silly move, then e2, rook to e1, then rook to d1 is a killer move. The rook is pinned. So promoting a queen, not going after the knight, but going after the king. This is much better. So maybe after e2, if king to h2, then still rook to d1. And again promoting a queen, and white needs to resign. So this is why Paul Morphy played rook to d5, not attacking the knight, but threatening to push the pawn and bring the rook on d1. So we have rook to e1 by Journoud, and rook takes knight, and Journoud needs to resign. But he played rook takes on e3, rook to d4, king to h2, knight to h4, g4, king to f6, a4, king to g5, king to g3. Well, Paul Morphy played the move and Journoud resigned. Paul Morphy played rook to d2 and Paul Journoud had enough and he resigned because he doesn't want to see his king getting checkmated. This is why the game ended at move 38. Actually, he did better from the last time against Paul Morphy. In the last game against Paul Morphy against Journoud, that game lasted for 70 moves, but this time the game lasted almost at the move 40. The game ended at move 38. But the possible continuation is a5, then rook to g2. That's checkmate. The most resisting move for prolonging the game is rook to e2, then rook takes on e2, a move, then rook to g2 again. That's checkmate again. There is no defense. After rook to d2, this is all over for Journoud. And another very accurate chess game by Paul Morphy from 1858, Paris. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care and bye bye for now.